What do you do against a team that is reading you so well it looks like they have wall hacks? In the quarterfinals of VCT Champions, you probably didn't notice this, but Cloud9 was reading Liquid almost perfectly. But Liquid demonstrated their tactical flexibility, and here's what happened.
Cloud9 has 3 players towards A, Killjoy Alarm bot mid, and 2 playing B and a combo setup in B main. This is how their B main setup works. The turret watching B main will trigger if an enemy peeks the corner, and off the sound, Vanity will activate his suck and Zeta will bounce a shock dart off the ceiling onto the sucked enemy. Pretty solid setup. Liquid opens with an A lean default. They want A main control. Soulcast recons A main, the recon doesn't scan anyone, so Scream safely grabs the orb. Meanwhile, Link smokes mid and Navera puts a turret looking at Cat. After showing presence A main, Liquid regroups top mid and they loudly follow their drone up Cat. But keep in mind, the spike is towards B. Cloud9 hears Liquid stomping up Cat behind a drone, and that prompts Mitch to push into B main to get into an off angle. Mitch expects there to be a lurker since Liquid made so much noise towards A side, and he wants to get into an advantageous position to win his 1v1. Liquid's Cat push gets stopped by Zeppa's molly, but that doesn't matter because Liquid's goal was to sell an A fake to draw rotates. They immediately pivot and run up mid to execute a B split. Mitch hears all the footsteps mid and chooses to proactively take the B main fight. This is because when you're getting split on, you want to fight one side of the split instead of waiting to get pinched from both sides. He kills Navera and his teammate Sova Shock Dart zones Link and prevents him from getting the trade. Mitch then pops his B main molly so he can't get pinched from the Liquid players that came through mid. Cloud9 kills 2, then Liquid trades back. Now it's a 3 vs 2 in Cloud9's favor. Leaf peeks from CT and gets 2 clean kills to win Cloud9 the round. Liquid starts with an A main heavy default with Yampi peeking Cat from tiles since he forced a Marshall. Soulcast recons A main to get that control and farms the all orb. Zeppo KO knives A main. It scans Scream and Soulcast, so Cloud9 knows there's at least 2 players A main. After Liquid gets A main control, they leave Link there to lurk and maintain that control. The rest of the team starts rotating B except for Scream. Scream works up Cat with a Sheriff and takes an aggressive peek. His goal is to draw attention to Cat to bait rotates while his team goes B. Liquid tries to walk a B main, but they are stopped by C9's utility combo.
Coming in with better weapons.
So they decide to cut noise and make CN think they're rotating back A. All of Liquid regroups the main and they re-hit B again. Liquid gets mowed down since Cloud9 has better guns.
No more shock darts. There's an Nanoswarm there, that's going to do a lot of damage. It's going to spread out the players as well. Zeta has Soulcast, and again his teammates are stuck behind. Really struggling to get into the action right now, but there is Scream. But Zeta still spamming away with that Spectre.
Cloud9 wins round 2. Cloud9 changed their setup and now have Killjoy mid, KO starting on B, and 2 Cat. Even though Cloud9 is playing Retake on A, they put 2 Asher stars A main. One is for the one-way smoke and the other is for a potential suck. If Liquid sees these 2 stars, it'll make it seem like Cloud9 is planning on aggressively fighting for A main, when in reality they're actually playing Retake. Cloud9 did their prep and accurately gambled that Liquid was going to go heavy B main. So right when the barriers dropped, Cloud9 mollied, sucked, and Sova Shock darted B main. This gets Yampi and Navera very low. Liquid also Asher stun B main off the start, which tells C9 that Liquid wants to aggressively take B main control fast. Liquid smokes mid and Silver recons arches, a standard opening play on Ascent for attackers to get mid control. Based on their read and the utility that Liquid has used so far, Cloud9 guesses that Liquid wants to be split. Because of that, 2 things happen. 1, C9 doubles up mid. They want to fight one side of the split rather than letting themselves get pinched. 2, Cloud9 calls for Leaf to peek mid. This is so C9 could potentially pinch Liquid's mid players. Zeta runs stairs to line up his recon that lands tiles, but Leaf was like, fuck your recon, I don't need it, and drives peek mid and gets a kill. And now the recon lands, it sees nothing. Liquid is down a player, and so they need to make a play to stabilize the round. So Yampi takes a risk and walks into B. He hears Sova joining from sight, so he dashes towards Sova and gets a kill. Yampi's feeling it and gets a kill market, and then another kill market. Cloud9 runs out of CT, Yampi gets 1, gets traded by Leaf. Leaf gets 2, working towards that ace. He kills Scream, but loses the last 1v1 against Link. Liquid wins the round, but Cloud9 made it costly. This is the first round where both teams have full buys. The loser of this round will go broke, and the winner will start to build up their economy. This round is very important. Liquid is positioning themselves for an A split with 3 towards A main, a smoke arches, and 2 mid. But Cloud9 has a read that Liquid will go A, so they stack their Astra and Killjoy utility on A. Plus, they also put 3 players towards A side. Liquid gets A main control with their recon and a star for a suck if needed. Liquid then cut noise and wait for their mid players to work up Cat. Leaf plays a terrible angle that only works if the enemies don't clear him. He gets cleared. Liquid tries to execute on the site off that pick, but their A main players get stopped by Cloud9 sucks, mollies, and smoke. Yampi rushes on the site by himself before his team is ready to follow up. He swings C9 site player. This is the most important 1v1 in this round. If Yampi wins, Liquid gets the site for free since they know the site is cleared. If he loses, then Liquid won't be able to get past the A main choke and C9 will maintain their site hold.
for Liquid, especially with Yappy working.
Yampy wins a gunfight. Liquid storms onto the site. They don't give Cloud9 any free picks, and Cloud9 decides to save the 3 rifles. Now, Cloud9 should have had to save this round after losing the last round, but because they saved 3 rifles, they have enough money for another full buy. Cloud9 runs a heavy mid setup with a turret, suck, and Odin spam combo in B main, and 2 Asher Stars A main to fake the A main control again. Liquid opens with a passive default, with 3 B lobby and 2 top mid. Liquid realizes that running into Cloud9's utility wasn't the way to go, so they decide to play it slow and let Cloud9 make mistakes. Also, Cloud9 haven't done anything aggressive yet, so Liquid might be looking out for that too. Aside from Scream getting picked off mid, nothing significant happens this round until the 20-second mark. Liquid executes on the A with 20 seconds left. Then it's just a jet montage from both teams.
He's up, and if he does that, he'll be right in front of Vanity's face.
Set up here, the util looks so good. Yappy has to do everything here, and he will. He takes down Vanity. Massive kill to find. That was a must-have from Yappy. Wrapping around! Finds another on tree, and there's very little left, but there's still Leaf. And with the frag onto Link, he's created an opening on rafters for his team as he looks for more. Soulcats announces his position from A main. Leaf base. Oh my god, this guy is unstoppable. What else is he going to find here? Dropping down. Oh my god, Leaf! Someone check this guy's computer! Leaf is killing everybody!
Leaf pops off harder than Yampy though, and Cloud9 takes the round. Liquid starts a round with 5 B lobby. Cloud9 has 3 towards B side, an alarm bot mid, 2 cat, and playing retake A. Cloud9 have completely read Liquid and are ready for their B hit. Soulcast shock darts mid for the alarm bot, but doesn't get it. Have you noticed that all of Mitch's alarm bots so far were positioned to avoid Soulcast's shock dart lineups? Definitely done his research. Liquid smokes cat and drones mid. Yampy and Scream follow the drone. Liquid wants to do a B split. Zeppa hears a drone mid, so he knives cat for info. His knife scans no one, so he knows that Liquid is droning up towards market. He also notices that Cloud9 have not made any noise A main yet. Recall that so far, every time Liquid takes A main control, they've always led with a recon and they always farm the alt orb. Zeppa didn't see or hear any of that, so he immediately rotates towards mid to help his teammate.
Yeah, they're going a lot faster with the pacing here. As you say, Leaf ready.
Apparently Zeppa wasn't needed. Meanwhile, Zeta recons B main and gets an Odin spam kill on Link. Cloud9 are up 5v2, Liquid has an op, so they decide to save. This is also when Liquid calls a timeout. During this timeout is when Liquid decides to change up their style. Keep an eye out for that. Cloud9 stack 3 towards A with their setup intended to counter A splits. They probably think Liquid will hit A with their Killjoy ult. Meanwhile, Liquid are all grouped B lobby. They throw a lurk smoke B main while walking up. If Cloud9 was doing their usual turret shock suck combo, that smoke would block the turret's line of sight, countering that utility setup. That smoke also allows Liquid to come out of B main from more angles. Liquid gets close to the smoke and explode out. With the entire team swarming in, the situation looks really scary for Cloud9.
He's got Vanity with him.
Oh my!
Vanity! Just pop it!
Unless Vanity does that, Cloud9 then hunts down the op and wins the round. Cloud9 has the same setup as last round. Heavy A setup with 3 A side, Silva B, and Astra market. They're thinking, surely Liquid finally comes A this round with their Killjoy ult, especially since their B hit just got shut down. And they were right, Liquid have all 5 members towards A lobby. Once again, Cloud9 has the read on Liquid. Zeppa knives A main off the start, which buys Leaf enough time to slip into Wine. Leaf gets a pick, but instead of dashing back into A main, he panics and dashes back into Wine. He then gets spammed down and dies. Liquid Killjoy ults A main, Cloud9 counters with their own Killjoy ult, but Liquid counters Cloud9's Killjoy with their Sova ult. Yampy dashes in, kills Zeppa, gets traded by Mitch. Link dies to Mitch, gets traded by Nevera. 2 versus 2 now. Vanity throws an Astra smoke onto the edge of heaven. That smoke counters a common plant spot that pros like to use, and Soulcast was not aware of it. Soulcast dies, but Nevera takes advantage of Cloud9's smoke and uses that cover to get onto heaven. Zeta wasn't prepared for the push and dies. Vanity panics, couldn't finish off the turret, and Nevera wins a 1 versus 1. This is different. Cloud9 is starting with 2 cat and 2 mid. They want to fight for mid control. Leaf has an op, which is also very good for fighting mid, and Cloud9 haven't done any aggressive pushes yet this half. They're thinking they can catch Liquid off guard with this new look. Meanwhile, Liquid is running a standard default, a slight lean towards A. Liquid also knows that Cloud9 haven't done any aggressive pushes yet, so they're on the lookout for it. Soulcast recons A main, sees nothing, takes the A main orb. Cloud9 breaks Liquid's Killjoy turret tiles, then drones Leaf out mid. Leaf posts tiles with his op. Leaf gets a kill and gets traded by Scream. Liquid then regroups A main and explodes on the site with a flash and recon. They also Astra wall to get a plant front site. Mitch gets a kill with his molly he set on switch. Navarre starts a plant. Vanity gets horny after seeing Navarre's shoulder through the wall and tries to get a cheeky kill, but Link was ready for that and takes him out. It's a 3 versus 3 now. Zeppa KOs from heaven, Zeta recons from heaven, Mitch breaks the door. Link is stuck on site alone, but he knows where all C9 players are based off of their utility, and he figures that his best odds of staying alive is pushing tree and taking the 1 versus 1 against Mitch. Link wins the 1 versus 1 against Mitch and wraps heaven. Now Liquid has Cloud9 pinched on site. Cloud9 fake taps, Link throws a suck on the spike so Liquid doesn't need to peek. They aren't giving Cloud9 anything. Soulcast kills Zeppa, Zeta taps spike and dies to the heaven peak. Well played by Liquid. Alright, this is new. Cloud9's Mitch is playing mid with a Marshall and his turret, and he has his alarm bot B main. This is the first time he's doing this Killjoy setup. The turret tag will slow enemies down, making enemies easy shots for Mitch's Marshall. Liquid runs a standard slow default with 2B lobby, Killjoy turret holding B main, 1 top mid, and 2 A main. They're playing it slow again because they're still waiting for Cloud9 to slip up or do something aggressive. Mitch gets a Marshall kill mid. Liquid keeps playing it slow, waiting for Cloud9 to make a mistake. With 40 seconds left, they regroup for a cat heavy A split. Leaf dies but gets the info that a cat hit is coming, and Vanity, the only one on CNN with a rifle on the save round, puts that rifle into good use.
Is a huge problem. Vanity knows it. He goes forward, he goes aggressive, catches them moving forward. Do they have time for this coming from A main? Vanity, ice cold as well, takes down absolutely everybody.
Cloud9 has their Killjoy utility on B, they have Silva mid and 3 towards A. Liquid are running a standard slow default. They're thinking, Cloud9 literally hasn't done anything explosive or aggressive yet. Surely they must be doing something this round. Nope, Cloud9 decides to keep playing passive and let Liquid come to them. Liquid regroups towards B, they drone mid and smoke gate. Now Liquid has done this before and it's usually a market split, but it's not a market split and instead it's a full on B main hit. This subtle fake is important because pro teams deal with splits by fighting one side of the split. So if Cloud9 chooses to fight market, then that means the B main hit will be easy. If Cloud9 chooses to fight B main, then instead of the usual 2 to 3 players, they'll end up fighting 4 to 5 players. But maybe Cloud9 was ready for this. Right when Cloud9's turret takes contact, Vanity walls B main to replace the smoke that just faded. Cloud9 pops their mollies and shocks a choke. Leaf gets a kill on Yampi during all the chaos. Liquid now know that Silva, Killjoy, and Jet are B side, and they assume that one of the 2 A players probably rotated from A to mid, so they deduce that there's probably only 1 player at A. With 30 seconds left in the round, they make the call to sprint to A. What Liquid didn't expect was that Silva heard them rotating through the Astra wall and Cloud9 immediately rotates to A. Liquid runs into a stacked A site.
It's going down though. A nebula for Vanity to play inside of. And they've got to get the plant. They can't afford anything to go wrong. There's one from Vanity. They're all swinging. Leaf with a shot as well. And in comes Scream from the back.
Liquid's been playing a slow default for the past few rounds. They think they've conditioned Cloud9 to rotate slow, so they decide to change up the pace in 5-man A main. Zeppa knives A main, it scans Jet and Reyna. With that info, combined with the fact that Liquid has Killjoy ult, Cloud9 makes a read that Liquid are going to explode out A main and makes a call to give up cat and play 3 on site. They're going to fight for the site. Liquid Killjoy ult, and at the same time, C9 throws a recon tiles which sees nothing. Liquid's slow defaults in the past few rounds have successfully conditioned Cloud9. Silva and Killjoy are hesitant to rotate because they're afraid Liquid's Killjoy ult at A is a fake. It was not a fake. Liquid gets on the site. Leaf gets tagged by the drone and spammed through the wall. Cloud9 decides to all retake from heaven. This makes Liquid's job easier since all they need to do is hold the one heaven angle, whereas Cloud9 needs to clear all the different angles on A.
Again.
It's not looking too bad right now. Oh, the jump Bucky could be dangerous. Yampi trying to do what he can. It's Scream though with another headshot. Navarre chimes in. The headshot machine's here for Team Liquid. Destroy Cloud9.
Liquid dismantles Cloud9's retake. Half ends at 7-5 in Cloud9's favor.